What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, DBTV here, back with a brand new basketball talk video. If you're not a best one yet, hit that subscribe button now, turn on post notifications, because you already know the grind is real. Before we get into this video, I want to apologize to the best ones out there. Last week, I was sick with the flu. I'm finally getting over the flu, but man, I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I'm going to give you guys 6 reasons why the Brooklyn Nets are underachieving. Reason number 1, defense. Yep, defense is the biggest problem right here. Defense. Defense is the biggest problem with this Brooklyn Nets team. Alright, every single game that this Brooklyn Nets team has played this season so far, our opponents have reached 100 or more points. Defensively, there is no effort being played on this team. And that is the reason why the Brooklyn Nets went and tried to sign Iman Shumpert, which I still think, in my opinion, is not going to do the job. This team has to come together, build team chemistry, and they have to play defense. Alright? Teams like the Houston Rockets, who focus on offense only, do not win championships.
What?
Maybe in the offseason they get themselves in the playoffs, but when the games really matter, they choke.
What?
The Warriors, yes, they are an offensive team, but the reason why they have won championships the last couple of years is because of defense. And a lot of people underrate defense. And this Brooklyn Nets team needs some defense. And I really thought defense was not going to be a problem for this team, because we did sign DeAndre Jordan, former Defensive Player of the Year, but he hasn't been doing shit!
Can't get in the game.
Lob feed to Kelly Oubre.
He has not been doing nothing but shit! He's literally just standing there, not giving a fuck. He's getting paid $40 million for 4 years. And the one thing that we wanted him to do was play defense. And I think that's one reason why last year's Brooklyn Nets team made it to the playoffs. And the reason why we were one of the most underrated teams in the NBA was because of effort and defense. Defense is the biggest problem with this team. Everyone's blaming Kyrie. Everybody's blaming Karras. Everybody's blaming Joe. Everybody's blaming this person, that person. Theo Pinson, who be dancing on the freaking bench. No! It's defense! There's nobody out there stepping up on defense. Last year's Brooklyn Nets roster, we had Ed Davis on the bench, and he stepped up on defense. Jared Dudley, a lot of people think he's a scrub, but no, he can play defense. And that is what Brooklyn Nets are lacking. It's defense. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, defense. Damari Carroll, defense. A lot of these guys that we had on our team last year can both play offense and defense. This year, there's really nobody on this team that's playing defense. There's a lot of offense, but there's no defense. And if we want to win championships, we have to play defense. Now, on to reason 2. Defense! Reason 2. Effort. Effort is reason 2. And you guys are probably thinking,
Don, why effort? Why effort? There's definitely more problems with this team than effort. Kyrie Irving, it's all his fault.
no, it's not. It's not rocket science. Effort is the second biggest problem with this Nets team, right behind defense. Every time I'm watching a Brooklyn Nets game, they just look like they don't want to play at all. There's no effort on both ends of the court. Offensively, it just seems like there's a couple people, you know, doing their thing out there. But defensively, they just get lazy and they're like, we're just going to let them drive by. We're just going to let them get a poster. We're just going to let them do this. We're going to let them do that because offense matters in today's NBA. No, it does not. Effort is the biggest problem right now with this Nets team. All right. DeAndre Jordan sitting there not giving a fuck. Let's see here. Musa, I thought Musa would really step up getting freaking minutes. He hasn't shown anything. No effort at all. There's nobody out there showing effort. Joe Harris, he used to show effort all the time. He would be saving the ball. He'd be doing a lot of possessions that people don't talk about back then. A lot of these players are not giving enough effort. And especially our big men. Jared Allen looked way more scarier last year than this year. And I've been a fan of Jared Allen since he went to play for Texas in college, all right? And Jared Allen last year was swatting goats left and right. Jared Allen was putting his body on the line. This year, when someone comes to the paint, instead of blocking him, he just goes... Literally, that is what Jared Allen is doing. And then DeAndre Jordan just goes like this. Literally. I don't see any effort at all. Taurean Prince, I don't see any effort at all from him. And he used to be one of the toughest players back in college on his team in Baylor. Even in Atlanta, he showed a lot of effort. Yes, offensively, I've seen the effort from Prince. But defensively, he is just sitting there, just like Allen and DeAndre Jordan. Rodis Kirklu, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, and I kind of don't want to know how to pronounce his name because he's been playing like ass too. Last year, I was a big fan of him. All right, Kurlux was going both ends of the floor. He would never give up on both ends of the floor, and he would show effort. But now, he literally just sits there and does nothing. Why do you think he doesn't get any playing time? Why do you think he doesn't get playing time? Karis LeVert, not showing any effort on defense. Kyrie, not showing any effort on defense. Literally, defense is the biggest problem with this team. Garrett Temple, he's not even showing any effort. Literally, effort and defense. Like, if you're going to play out there, you need to give it your all. Why do you think teams right now, like the Hornets and the Suns and the Timberwolves, are winning games? Because of this. Effort. Now, on to reason 3. Reason 3 why the Brooklyn Nets are struggling. Power forwards. Alright? I've been saying this for the last 3 seasons now. The Brooklyn Nets need a real power forward. Alright? Taurean Prince is not a power forward. He is a small forward. Alright? This team has too many guards and too many small forwards. Alright? We need big men. We need a legit power forward that can grab rebounds, play consistent defense, and shoot the 3 ball occasionally. A guy like Julius Randle or Blake Griffin or Aaron Gordon. Just somebody, an actual power forward. Because Jared Allen's biggest problem going into the NBA was weight. He's not really that strong. He's very lengthy, and that's what makes him a good rim protector, but he lacks strength. And we saw that in the first round when the Nets played Philadelphia last year. Embiid was bullying Jared Allen. But what is not helping Jared Allen out to reach his full potential is right here. It's a power forward, alright? The 2004 Detroit Pistons, they had Rasheed Wallace. And that helped Ben Wallace. That's how you got the best version of Ben Wallace. From Rasheed Wallace. Let's see here. Kobe Bryant back in 2010. What helped him win the championships back-to-back in 2009 and 2010? Paul Gasol. Solid power forward who can play consistent defense, grab rebounds, and shoot the three. Let's see here. The Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green. Yes, he might be a scrub. He might be very overrated. That's another video. But still, he plays defense, grabs rebounds, and he can occasionally shoot the three. And this is what the Brooklyn Nets desperately need, especially for a guy that lacks weight at our center position. We need someone that's going to not take shit from anybody. Alright? Kerlux is also a small forward. He did not come into the NBA at power forward. Alright? We need ourselves a legit power forward if this team is going to succeed. Nicholas Claxton, I am a huge fan of. But still, he is not. Putting Nicholas Claxton at the starting power forward position is still going to not help this team. Because they're going to get bullied. Because they're both. Nicholas Claxton and Jared Allen, they have length, which is a good thing. But they don't have that crazy strength like DeAndre Jordan does. Which DeAndre Jordan's not using. But, that's beside the point. We really need to get ourselves an actual power forward if we're going to see any results happen. There's too many guards on this team. You need to flip guys like Theo. You need to flip guys like Musa. You need to flip guys like Kerlux. You need to flip guys like Prince. You need to flip some of these guards and small forwards and get ourselves a couple big men. Honestly. Now, on to reason 4. Reason number 4 why the Brooklyn Nets are underachieving. Complaining. And I'm not talking about a lot of these bandwagon fans that hopped on the Kyrie and Kevin Durant train. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about us Brooklyn Nets fans because we are frustrated with what's going on with our team. I'm talking about the players on the Brooklyn Nets because I don't know how many times a game Spencer Dinwiddie complains to the referees about a foul that he committed.
Apparently didn't go vertical against Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota's got to do better at that. You know what I'm saying? Q's got to do better at holding on to the ball, even though, you know what I'm saying, he got his wrist hit. I have to do better at dunking a bucket, even though I got my wrist hit. I mean, all these plays, we just have to be better as a unit because obviously that's what it takes to win these games.
There's too much complaining going on, and they should be putting these emotions, and I'm talking to you, Spencer Dinwiddie, you need to be putting your emotions, instead of complaining, to defense and effort.
You know what I'm saying?
That is the only way this team is going to start winning basketball games. They need to start playing basketball and stop complaining. Reason 5. Reason number 5 why the Brooklyn Nets are underachieving. The culture. And I can't believe this is one of the reasons because last year what made the Brooklyn Nets team so underrated and so talented was the culture. But this year, for some reason, this team forgot what their culture is. It's that Brooklyn grit. We go hard. We don't give up. We will give it our all every single night. We will give a hard team a hard-fought game. That has been the Brooklyn Nets culture since Sean Marks entered Brooklyn. And it has helped us throughout the years. But this year, this team, I don't see guys on the bench celebrating, dancing like they were last year.
And the Brooklyn Nets. Damari Carroll skies for the jam. The Pistons to 35. The fewest.
When someone would pop a three or make a big play, you would see the bench going crazy in Brooklyn. And that is one thing that I don't see at all. When Kyrie's making big plays out there, the bench just sits there like... Or it'll just go... if Kyrie's hitting a clutch three, that shit goes in. I want to start seeing people jump out of their fucking seats, dancing, fucking ta-da, ta-da. But there's nothing. There's nothing there. Literally, this team is lacking culture. Remember, when you're wearing that Brooklyn Nets jersey, and this is to the Brooklyn Net players, remember the culture. You fight hard every single game. You play defense. You play offense. You actually show effort. And you don't complain. You play basketball. You let the freaking game speak for itself. That is what they're lacking, reason 5. Culture. And if they do not fix this culture, then signing KD and Kyrie was a waste of time. Because you know why? Because these two are superstars. And there's a reason why they signed on that dotted line to the Brooklyn Nets. It was because of this right here. Literally. Culture. Our culture is the reason why Kyrie and Kevin Durant came to Brooklyn. Alright? And we had to sacrifice D'Angelo Russell and some of our assets from last year's team that made our culture what it is today. And I think if this team does not get that chemistry together and they don't get that culture together, they need to find that Brooklyn grit. They don't do it, then this team's not going to succeed.